vinyl roof. Abundant chrome trim. The finest leather and wood inlays. It must be a luxury car from the early 1970s. The Jaguar XJ Coupé, with its V12 engine, is quintessentially English, blending elegance and sportiness into one. At the 1973 London Motor Show, the British luxury brand rolled out a four-seat coupe version of the XJ it launched 5 years before. The series' familiar straight-six engine was standard, with a V12 as a glorious option. Since it was made in very small production runs, the noble cat is rarely seen on the open road these days, or even at vintage car meets. Jens Seltrich of Hamburg's Garage 11 dealership appreciates the sleek lines of the older car and the 12-cylinder engine's interaction with the automatic transmission. He says it's nothing like the conventional powertrains of the time, but he can hardly put it in words. Jaguar's 5.3-liter V12 was a legend among car engines, famous for its even acceleration and silky smooth running. But among mechanics, the car was more infamous. Jens Seltrich says the engine compartment looks more like a snake pit. He's got no problem with the engine itself. It can run dependently for some 200,000 kilometers without an overhaul. But he doesn't like disassembling the entire intake duct just to fix the air conditioning. Maintenance is very time-consuming, even if parts are relatively easy to find. But otherwise, he says, the car is nothing to fear. Jaguar unveiled the XJ Coupé in 1973, but it didn't appear in showrooms until 2 years later. It targeted the individualist, who could dispense with 4 doors in favor of 2, but not with the luxury of the Jaguar sedan it was based on. Jens Seltrich describes it as a car for the connoisseur, capable of high speeds, though without matching aerodynamic design. The grille is a bit small for his taste, but he likes the way this Jag glides along at 160 kilometers per hour. It has no B-pillar, so driving on country highways with the windows down is heavenly. The imitation leather vinyl roof is typical of the 1970s. And having 2 fuel tank filler necks near the rear windshield is typical of Jaguar. Aside from the rear doors, the coupe has all the amenities of the sedan, among them a large trunk for that holiday on the French Riviera, and space for 4 people. The interior offers the obligatory luxury ambience with fine wood paneling around the dash and British Connolly leather on the doors and seats. In the mid-1970s, an XJ12 Coupé cost the equivalent of about 25,000 euros, making it Jaguar's most expensive model. Jens Seltrich says it was a top car for a top price. At the time, it cost about the same as a small townhouse, like plunking down 200,000 euros for a car today, just as far beyond the reach of ordinary mortals now as it was then. Parts are available for the XJ, but it may take some intensive searching to find a 12-cylinder coupe in good condition, and it could easily cost the same 25,000 euros it did new. Jens Seltrich explains that prices for the XJ Coupé are climbing, and they're much higher than for a sedan from the time. Very few specimens are left. The body, the last to be designed by Sir William Lyons, and the powertrain are quite unique. All this makes for a car's attraction. The launch of the new generation Jaguar Coupé, the 2x2 XJS in 1975, spelled the demise of the XJ Coupé. But hardcore Jaguar connoisseurs insist that XJS can't measure up to the elegance of XJ Coupé, one of the most alluring automotive creations of the 70s.